You are tuned in to that praisey station, praise.fm, where we get our praise on. 24 hours, 7 days a week.
Like, y'all remember up in church when y'all used to play a tambourine? You know it's gonna be popping up in church. And then if you did like the side hip thing, you got them, then you gotta do the tricks. You gotta go like, Anyway, hey everybody. Thank you so much for joining us on this wonderful Monday here on Ronnie's Food for Thought. And I have a special guest today, and if you haven't guessed, she kind of looks like me, probably just like a upgraded version, like an upgraded, healthier version. But I have my sidekick today, Miss Kay. Say hi, Kay. Hello. She will be helping me in the kitchen today, y'all. So I want to welcome everybody. Thank you guys so much for joining in on a Monday. Shalonda's already on here. Woo, woo, what up, girl? So if you guys have not made your meal yet, then get ready to write down, as usual, all of our wonderful ingredients for this wonderful meal we're making today. Or you can do it for Tuesday, push it off for later on in the week. But this is a quick and easy meal that you can make. It is also Kaylin's favorite meal. So that is why we are also making it today. Now, we have not had dinner, so we as well are looking forward to the results of this dinner. So pray that it comes out delicious. So anyway, y'all, it's Monday. And let me tell you, I woke up this morning and I felt like my living room was the Titanic. I had, my fish were like swimming everywhere. Apparently my aquarium leaked somewhere in the corner, right? Like one of the corners.
It probably had a crack.
It had a crack or something. And I was sloshing my way. That is so wrong, Dr. Lady Rain. She said a fish were trying to escape because they didn't want me to eat it. Look, we don't eat guppies here in the Maldonado house. We eat only prime fish. Tonight, we are actually having a salmon poke bowl. Yes. They didn't know that we were cooking fish tonight, so they're probably trying to take off like Finding Nemo. But God had a different plan. So, so Marcus ran out, had to try to go to PetSmart last minute, buy a new tank. I had to shampoo my living room today on this wonderful start of the week, and because everything smelled mossy. And now my fish are living in a beautiful aquarium in happy heaven with twinkling rainbow lights. So in honor of that, we are going to have some salmon. So we are going to celebrate my fish's life by eating fish tonight, y'all. So that's how we're going to roll. Yes.
In defense, they taste amazing.
They do taste amazing. But this bowl is like super easy to make. You can play around with the ingredients. It's like refreshing. And we live in Arizona. We need recipes that are going to cool us off. So this month in September is Hispanic Heritage Month or Latinx Heritage Month, however you like to define, our culture this month in September. And our people like to make the hottest things in the kitchen when it's like 1,000 degrees. Like soups, menudo, we call them caldo. Like it's 1,000 degrees and your mom puts a bowl of like soup that's like 1,000 degrees and you're like sweating. And to them it's like, oh, you're loving it. Like you're sweating it. Like, yeah, you're into it. No, you're dying. Nobody wants soup in Arizona for the summer. So we want fresh stuff, right? We don't want like
the good stuff, the clean stuff.
The clean, well,
The cold stuff.
I don't have a lot of clean stuff. I eat a lot of grease. Let's just be honest. That's what happens in this house. But
sadly, we're not having tacos.
We are not having tacos. We reserve that for Taco Tuesday. So if Ronnie's show was on a Tuesday, we would be having Taco Tuesday, Ronnie's Food for Thought. That's a long title, right?
That is
so yes. All right, so your ingredients for tonight, we're gonna go ahead and give you all of the ingredients. Take out your pen or watch the replay, which a lot of you already do. So some of these ingredients you might not like. You can cut them out. Again, play with the way, you want to flavor it. Some people like carrots. Some people don't like cabbage. They prefer, different veggies. It's all good. So tonight you're going to get obviously some salmon, some fresh salmon. Y'all don't be getting that frozen stuff that says fresh on the bag. Like just go to the deli, get yourself a nice little fresh salmon. If you actually get like a full fillet, you get more money's worth. So you can cut it into strips than what you can get out of a pack or, out of just like that refrigerated section that's been sitting there. And what did the guy tell you? Salmon usually is good for how many days?
About 3 days if you get one fillet for salmon and just cut it into pieces.
3 days, y'all. 3 days. If it's sitting in your fridge and you haven't done a meal with it, toss it out. Of course, if you are, in the household I used to grow up in, if it smells kind of funky,
if it doesn't have a weird color
or a weird smell, then you're still good. You just pray for it, and that's what prayer is for. Well, ye of little faith, we're just gonna get some fresh fish today. So get your salmon, that's on the list. We have like these sea salt organic seaweed. Not a lot of people like them. My kids love them. They come in like a little like tray thing, and they fill it up with sriracha and soy sauce, and they eat seaweed like they do. It was the oddest thing to me until I figured out that it was, what they make out of, right? It's the same stuff.
Well, sushi has nori. It's a different kind of seaweed, but this one's more crispier because they're roasted, so it tastes
Y'all, it's seaweed. It's the stuff that wraps around your legs at the beach that you freak out on. The ones that have like those weird alien looking balls on them. Like it's seaweed to me. I don't like seaweed. I don't like seaweed. Finally I opened them. So they come in these like little like strips, right? That are all dried up. And they come in this pack. And what my children love to do is they love to take half of it out and then they dump sriracha and soy sauce. And then they just like...
And salt. Unless it's not...
And salt. It makes no sense. It must be a millennial thing. I mean, to me, it's just, I don't know. It looks like paper to me, but whatever. Anyway, you're going to get those. You can get them, in the international section. Your local Fry's, Safeway, Batches. Food City is kind of debatable, guys. Food City is a little debatable. It might not have it there, but who knows? Ranch Market, debatable. But hey, you go to Lynn's Market, they got a whole row down there. So again, it just depends on where you go. But Fry's, Safeway, all the regulars, they carry it, okay? Then you're gonna get your wonderful cucumbers. These are not regular cucumbers, guys. They're the minis. Like Persian. I think we've seen Persian on some of the bags. But they're like the little itty bitty cucumbers, and these guys are so good. I love these in a salad and like getting the bigger ones. But anyway, you're gonna do your cucumbers, right? You're gonna cut up all these cucumbers, which we're gonna do later. You're gonna do purple cabbage. I get it already bagged because cutting up cabbage and all that, if I can down the time on prep time, that's what I'm gonna do. So again, purple cabbage. You're gonna get some edamame. I like to get the microwavable steamables. Today, Kay could not find the already little, prepped ones. So she labored and did that for us today.
I took them out of their little pods.
You took them out of their little home. for
There
a
are no
meal.
longer peas in a pod.
There's no longer peas in a pod. So, and limes, and then I'll just, go on from there. So let's get started, guys. We're gonna go ahead and just cut up these wonderful cucumbers for now.
Dr. Lady Ring said the fish tried to run away because you knew they were cooking their cousin salmon.
Their cousin salmon? That's wrong. That is just wrong. Look, like I said, I had Kay on here today, so I figured why not make her one of her favorite meals? What's your other favorite meal?
I don't know. I like sushi a lot. Sushi's more like, it's just fresh, and I just like that there's different kinds of sushi. It's not just like, oh, okay, I mean, there's cooked sushi, there's raw sushi. But then when I learned about poke bowls, I was like, this is just sushi in a bowl, which makes it even better. Because then you could just eat it.
The thing about sushi with me is I don't get full off of sushi. 13 tacos, carne asada tacos, I get full off of that. I leave the place all super happy and giddy, like a little schoolgirl. But I mean, sushi just doesn't fill me up. I'm hungry an hour later.
Yeah, but if you have a poke bowl, it's like...
Yeah, these bowls are pretty filling because you will need white rice. And for those that don't know, Kay probably didn't know this before, well, she didn't know this, but she knows now. Y'all need to rinse your rice. You don't know where your rice has been, so y'all need to rinse your rice before you boil your rice. So we have rice boiling behind us. I do need, though, a rice steamer.
Oh, yeah, those little ones that you just, put the top on.
Yeah, they have, these little machines, these machines that are like the air fryer. Did I just drop a thing?
Man down.
Man down. We'll just throw it away.
See that?
They have these machines that steam your rice. I need one of those. I mean, I need to cut down on time. Y'all, our house is crazy busy. So if I can cut down on time, I'm gonna cut down on time. So you're gonna take your limes, you're gonna cut your limes, little bitty limes. I don't know. I love lemon more than lime.
Lime just has more of a bitter taste.
It does.
Lemon is kind of like fresh-ish.
I don't know. Even on tacos, a lot of people do limes and I just prefer lemon. It just tastes better for me. I don't know. Then you can get your cilantro. We are going to use some cilantro today. So I'm going to cut my ends off.
I hate to say it, but when I do make myself a poke bowl, I will admit I get the little cups, the little minute rice cups.
Oh, so you're cheating.
So I cheat. So, I mean, if you don't have time to make some rice in a pot and you're just hungry for some poke bowl.
That's millennials, y'all.
You just get those little minute cups and you just stick them in the microwave, and there you go. You just pour it in there and you cut up your... That's
your millennials, y'all. They want everything done fast and done quick with no effort.
Well, if you think about it, it's also just put it.
True. But I like the old school rice. I like boiling my rice and everything. Your Nana, God, Lord knows, if she's watching, I love you, Mom. But she uses that Minute Maid rice and she tries to play it off like she boiled that rice all day. And it's dry. There's no flavor to it. I don't know. I just like the boiled rice for some reason. All right, y'all. So we did all of our ingredients like so. We go ahead and, you want to throw that away for me?
I would love to.
Of course you would love to. That's what she's on here for. So anyways, guys, Monday was just kind of crazy for me. It was just started off kind of crazy, and then my son was playing with the dinosaurs because he loves dinosaurs. And then all of a sudden, bam, he scratches his eye with the tail of the T-Rex. Got injured with the T-Rex and slashed his eye. So now I got a bleeding kid before school. Y'all need to pray. Make sure they don't report me because, I'm telling you, it was rough. All right. So you're going to get your salmon. And like usual, like I told you guys, I don't like touching. I don't like touching raw.
she's very germophobic right now. I mean, it's
I don't
understandable
like the
with
cross
chicken.
contam, people. Cross contam.
I mean, it's good with chicken. I understand it with chicken. Salmon, I can eat it raw.
Oh, it's good.
I mean, it's fresh.
I can't eat raw stuff. Nope. It has to be cooked. It has to be singed and crisp.
Well, if it's
for me to eat
sushi, if it's sushi, then you can eat it raw.
No, I don't even like sushi. I eat crab or shrimp. Have you noticed that?
No.
I don't like raw stuff. That's nasty. Y'all, you can get some garlic salt, some lemon pepper. You're gonna throw it in there. And then what we're gonna do is, by the magic of TV, where's Andrea at? She must be working or something. But can you guys see how many times we've used this pan? Like, we love our air fryer. So by the magic of TV, this is already seasoned. All right, you're gonna throw your salmon in there. Of course, again, I'm just gonna season this little baby. Oh, I see too much on. That could be like beef.
Ow. I'll take the chunky piece.
Okay.
What the? Why'd you touch it?
I know. Now I'm just having issues with touch. Sorry, guys. I had to disappear for that. All right. If you don't have an air fryer, you can put this sucker in the oven for 350 degrees. You're going to do about 10. Oven's faster. It's about 10 to 12 minutes. You do it in the magic of the wonderful air fryer. It's going to be at 350. Same concept for 15 minutes, only because of the amount of salmon that you have. And you could do like 2 fillets in like 10 minutes tops, guys, in your air fryer. So I'm gonna pop it in here. I know that it's preheating, but we're gonna pretend like we didn't see that. So in our next segment, we're gonna go ahead and put all of this together, but we're also going to talk about the wonderful subject line, which is having basically God's adrenaline rush, being an adrenaline junkie. And there's a reason for that. So don't be like judging y'all on my titles, because there's a purpose for that. So basically, want to put that in the sink for me. Basically, yesterday, guys, in honor of 9/11, if you got to see 9/11 and with your own eyes or on the TV, y'all know it was a pretty devastating situation in a day. Like, it was a lot for a day. And I was actually I had just given birth to this wonderful soul here. Woo! I had just given birth to this wonderful soul over here, and she yes, I won't say how old she is or how long ago that was from 9/11, but the point is, we don't give birthdays. And she was a month old. She was born in August. She was a month old. And I was just sitting on the edge of the bed ready to feed her. And I was staying at my mom's house, she was like helping me and stuff. And I was sitting on the edge of the bed. And I just remember I had just turned on the TV, and I had seen the first tower smoking. And I was confused. Everybody thought it was, just one plane, and thought that it was like a small commercial plane that was an accident and everything. So from that point on, I was glued to the TV holding my baby, and it was a moment where I think time stood still. And that in our life, we have all had those moments where time stands still. We go through situations that feel like it's been years flying by, like time just literally just stands still, and we're caught in the moment. And so we wanted to kind of hit that subject, but first off, we just want to honor all of those people that sacrificed themselves on that day, as well as the people who lost their lives. And it was a tragedy for America. And guys, a lot of things changed after that. I mean, for me, that time frame before, so much changed. I mean, just 9/11 just changed everything. And I mean, you were a baby, so it was like you just grew in from that time on. Yeah. So we definitely want to touch base in regards to just that, yesterday, in honoring of that day yesterday, and just in those moments where time just kind of stands still for us. But we are going to cut to some commercials. Guys, please stay with us. We're going to put all of this deliciousness together, and we are going to just hit that subject, and from both points of view, from the millennial point of view and from the old school point of view. So we're going to be back with all these wonderful commercials. Please, guys, don't forget that we have a lot of good stuff coming up. So stay tuned, watch the commercials. If you need to go grab a bite to eat, or if you want to go get a pen to finish up this recipe, go on ahead. So we will be right back.
Shop Soulful Touch Roses for your personally designed rose at soulfultouchgifts.etsy.com.
Have you ever wanted to host your own inspirational radio show? Have you been called to inspire and spread God's word? Please contact Alicia Rain for more info.
Are you the next great independent artist, but you're looking for a distribution opportunity? Well, sign with us at Praise.fm Music Distribution. Yes, the 2021 Stellar Award nominated Praise.fm can handle it all. We understand the narrow road leading to getting your music heard at the right time at the right place can be tough. So send your music and video files to fmpraise@gmail.com. That's fmprayz@gmail.com. Praise.fm Music Distribution, affiliated with Sony Music and the Orchard Distributors.
On top of the world again. Just hold on to his unchanging hand. Be a part of the plan that he laid out. Live life up till it fade out. Fading, fading, fading away. Fading, fading, fading away. Give me 5 words with a meaning. Over 10,000 tongues when it sound like screaming. Scenes from the nightlife, whole team glimmering the keys. Both room and a whip for the evening. Midnight air when I breathed in. Feel the devil's breath on my neck like he leaned in. Got her too high, hit a tailspin. Want nobody in the pit with me when I fell in. Caught an L then, jailed in.
Your voice and say, oh, 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 let's get crazy, you say, oh, 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 let's get crazy, you say, oh, 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 let's get crazy, you say, oh, 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 let's get crazy, lift your voice, oh, 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 let's get crazy, you say, oh, 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 let's get crazy, you say, oh, 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 let's get crazy, you say.
Unique Sounds Music Group presents a music fest on Carnival Freedom, January 26th through the 30th, 2023. Sailing from Orlando, Florida to Nassau and Princess Cay, Bahamas. Reserve your spot today with just $25 by contacting booking at uniquesounds.com.
Attention! Music Fest has opened its doors of opportunity for a short period of time to musical talents to perform. For more information about participating in the Music Fest shows, please contact Let's Connect at A2ZChristlife.com or www.praise.fm.
Are you interested in continuing your education, certificate, or degree that will prepare you in the ministry and equip you in the marketplace? Come make Christ Central University your home. Visit us at www.myccu.online.
All right. Sorry, we were all check our GoFundMe page. That you will see the link in the comment section. Our GoFundMe is to raise funds to be able to go out and feed our community. We want to raise enough funds to get a taco truck and go out there and feed the homeless, feed the needy, feed whoever. I mean, at this point, if the postman's out there, we're going to feed them. We're going to do our due diligence out there. So definitely check out our GoFundMe. And I don't know if y'all can hear it. Our salmon is sizzling. Yes, it smells so good, right? It smells amazing. It smells amazing. So anyway, we left the last part of the segment with putting together our bowl, but also talking about yesterday and honoring all of those, fallen heroes and all of those family members that lost their lives at 9/11, and also honoring those that rescued people and survived. So over the weekend, I was actually watching a documentary of 9/11, and I actually was finishing the documentary even today, and I lived through it, so to me it kind of hit a little bit more home, and being able to see all of the testimonials of all of these people who survived, and it was through the eyes of these survivors. And one of the testimonies caught my eye, and it was this man who was in the second tower, and he worked on the 81st floor, right? And they were coming down the tower, and they got to the bottom, and this is after, he was on the second tower. And this is after the first tower had gotten hit, right? And so he's going down, and the security down there tells all these people in the elevator, hey, everything's fine, just go back up. And they had made an announcement to tell everybody, just go back to your office, everything's fine. And he says that there was this man like holding the door who got off and was like, this is too much, I want to go home with my family. And his boss was in the elevator and was like, oh, don't be chicken, come on, like, are you scared? Like, I'm sure you will be fine. And he said because of authority, he listened to his boss, respect to his authority, he listened to his boss. And he goes back into this elevator. He goes back up to the 81st floor. And he says that he's sitting at his desk at that point, and he had made a few calls or whatever. And he says he's in a glass office, guys. He looks out the window, And he says from far away, he sees this plane. He goes, and it's just like, I'm fixated on this plane. He's like, and it's just coming closer and closer, and it starts tilting, and it's like coming like right at me, right? And the fact that I'm watching this testimony and the guy's alive, right? I'm just like more into it, right? So he says that as soon as he realized what was happening, he like jumped under his desk, and he says it was just kind of like a blackout. It's like this glow. And apparently it hit his level, like, well, above or below his level. And he says that when he got out of his desk, there was literally only pieces of floor and wall that were holding up the floor. And he was the only one that was alive, right? So I'm still like listening to his testimony and everything, and he's trying to figure out how to get to the stairway, because the stairway is still like accessible, right? And there's this other guy coming down, right? And he says that at that moment he couldn't hear anybody, he didn't know what was going on, and he's like, I'm a man of faith. He goes, and time stood still at that moment. He's like, and I said, you know, everyone has that moment where they just pray to God and they're just like, just get me through this, please, you know. And he said, you know, that you get like this supernatural adrenaline that comes over you, which is basically, he felt like God had given him this supernatural strength to get through it. And a lot of times, you know, we've had moments, you know, where God does that. It's like time stands still and he gives us supernatural strength to get through what we need to get through. And it's almost like an adrenaline rush of like, I've got to do this. And he says that in his prayer, he had like a peace. He said that he was feeling the heat from like the jet fuel and all that. And all of a sudden he felt like this peace, right, come over him, but like this adrenaline rush. And he heard this voice of this man who was coming down the stairs. Well, the man who's coming down the stairs was with a group, and they bumped into a lady coming up the stairs. And the lady's like, no, we need to go up to the top. Like, they're gonna save us at the top, right? And he was like, I was just contemplating, okay, do I go up or do I go down? He goes, so the group ended up changing their mind and going up with her. And he says that he heard a voice, and that when he heard the voice, help me, that he turned, and there was like all of this rubble near the stairway, and it was the man, right, the other man. And that when he went, you know, that stopped him, and something told him just to go and try to save this man. So he moves all this rubble, right? And he finds the man. And he's just the man who was talking about having the adrenaline got to the stairway. And he said that fear overcame him. And in a lot of situations, you know, fear stops us from like actually doing what we gotta do, right? So fear comes over him, and he's just frozen at that point. And because he sees like victory, like this guy there, right? And the guy extends his hand out. I'm putting the salmon as well. Let's see. Almost. Let's just push cancel. That way it just finishes up. So he reaches his hand out, right, to this guy. And the man who, you know, was on the who worked there on the 81st floor says, wait. And the guy's like, yes. He goes, do you believe in Jesus Christ? And he's like, they're giving both testimonies. The guy's like, I'm over here, like, I'm trying to save you. Like, we have seconds, and you're asking me, like, if I know Jesus Christ.
Like, hold everything.
He's like, hold on a minute, you know? And he was like, he goes, I was so consumed with everything that's happening. He's like, my response was, well, I go to church on Sundays. You know what I mean? And the guy was like, he's like, God brought you to me. And he's like, well, we're going to be blood brothers now, right? and they both had like these cuts on their hands from everything, and they just like kind of did like a high five type of thing. And the man was talking about supernatural like adrenaline that God had given him just to like, okay, let's do this. So they go all the way down, right? And as soon as they get down, the second tower falls down, right? And in their testimony, they said, had that man not gone and stopped and saved him, he would have died, right? But had the other man listened to the woman and his friends and not stopped and hurt him, he would have gone up and died on the collapse. So it's like, it was meant for that moment to happen, you know, and it just like impacted me when it comes to like moments in our life, you know. Like, have you ever had a moment where someone cuts you off, or like you have like that scare?
Yeah.
And like time stands still?
Well,
like, how do you feel like in that moment?
It's just that adrenaline, like, of like, whoa, like, I mean, when you're driving, it happens so many times that like people don't realize that you have those tiny moments of like, even if something quick is to happen, it happens so fast that time kind of just slows down, and you have to take a moment afterwards to be like, what just happened?
Right.
Because your brain is trying to process like
everything,
something that happens so instantly and unexpectedly.
And it's weird to me that in those moments you still can have a conversation with God. Like, you still have time to be like God, help me through this.
Yeah.
Like, God, you know, let me make it through this. You know what I mean?
Well, and at the same time, I mean, I think I had an experience of just like having a time stand still. As I told you that one time I was driving and somebody ended up just turning when they weren't supposed to, and it was green for me, and the guy turned, and I was going to T-bone him if I didn't stop. And instantly my body just like went on the brake as instinct of like, I'm not gonna hit this guy. And that same instinct and the same feeling you're talking about is like, it's just that rush of like, oh my goodness.
Right.
And even for me to have that conversation with you after to say, hey, this is what just happened, like, it's like that, like you're having that, you're still able to have that conversation, right? Even when all of that just comes and goes.
Right. And it just like, it was hitting so many points of just like, wow, like even in the hardest time. I mean, this guy saw the plane. Like, that's hard. That's just like traumatic. Like, he saw the plane coming at him, and to survive just that hit, you know, and still be able to be in that situation, and for us to be able to cry out to God and be like, God, like, he knew the situation. And to be honest with you, that situation was impossible. Like, that was like a miracle in itself that man survived. And that's only God. You know what I'm saying? And now they're friends, and he still like witnesses to them, and they have like this bond, this unbreakable bond. And I was just thinking about that, and then it was just like, you know, it took me back to the moment of when you were born, and like I said, I had you, and I was sitting at the end of the bed, and I remember crying and thinking like, and I've told you this story before, and I remember thinking like being fearful and being like, I brought a child into this world, and if you lived through it, you felt like everything, the world was ending at that point. Like, they were hitting the Pentagon, and they were trying to hit, you know, state capitol and things like that. And here in Arizona, we have like a big nuclear plant here. So it's just kind of like, it was on lockdown. Like, it was so much happening. And I remember holding you and thinking like, oh my God, is this her future? Like, did I bring her? It almost like brought this fear. And, you know, it reminded me of that. And then I look now of where we're at now, and it's almost like God brings, you know, peace to my heart knowing that we've evolved from that, we learned from that, we're educated from that, but we're also thankful for it, and it was just, I know you guys, it's weird because, like your brother, he'll come home and he's, much younger, and he'll come home and be like, oh, we learned about 9/11. It was crazy and this and that. And to go through it, it was just it's like a different experience.
Well, and I mean, also growing up where, like, since I was a baby at that time, it was such a big evolvement step in security.
Mm-hmm.
And to even think, like, as a kid, I mean, I remember in elementary school, it was just such an emotional day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, once 9/11 hit, especially when you're in a room full of kids and some of their kids were like there, like,
right.
or not there, but their family members were
mm-hmm.
there, and they lost family members that they didn't get to meet because they were born around the same time I was.
Right.
And we are watching these videos on that day, and I understand it's like a serious topic, but it's also to think like it's that evolvement of learning about it, of something that happened, to think like you were just born then.
Right.
And I mean, you're watching these videos of like just the most horrific things that you can't even imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're seeing actual, like, what I would assume like the highest buildings basically touching heaven, right. And now just coming down, and billions of people inside of there, and on top of that on the floor. Just
it was just like, and it's hard, to watch now. I mean, it's hard on certain moments because I can remember where I was at, what I was doing, and this and that. But, like I said, it's an honor to be able to hear these testimonies and be able to just reflect back, and for them, like this man to be in that place, that's like a totally different type of gratitude with God.
Mm-hmm.
And a different type of relationship with God, where you're just like, when he's brought you through that, and we might say, oh, it's just something small because it's like a car almost hit me type of thing. But we need to realize that even those little moments of the adrenaline, it's God's adrenaline that gives us those moments to remember that, we are just human, and we are living on faith. Faith and understanding that God's only in control, especially in that situation.
And even with cars and stuff like that, like you said, that guy if he didn't have that voice, that gut feeling, or
mm-hmm.
God telling him, say like, hey, like, go down and save this man, they wouldn't have survived. It's kind of like, if you think about it, if you're running 10 minutes late to work, and you're like, I need to get to work, but those 10 minutes, in between those 10 minutes, a crash could have happened on your route, and you see those crashes happen, you're like, oh man, another crash, this is making me even more late. But if you were 10 minutes earlier, you could have been on the crash.
Right. And, it's just acknowledging the blessing of those moments,
mm-hmm.
And in those moments of that adrenaline, and those moments where we speak to God in an instant from our heart, God save me, God protect me. I always say it. We get in the car, and every time we're buckling up our seatbelt, I'm like, what do I say? I'm like,
Nemo.
Yeah, I go
like, Jesus. Wait, I didn't hear Jesus. There was 3 Jesuses, but I need one more.
Yeah. I'm like, in the name of, and then Jesus. And I'm like, I'm missing a Jesus back there. Who didn't? Like, it's the moment of, I always say, as soon as you're going to get off of that road, as soon as you're going to get on that road, like, y'all, there's like so many wrong way drivers mm-hmm. happening. Like, there's just so many things on the road, and so many just obstacles. And it's not only the road, it's just everything. Getting on a plane, waking up, even just waking up, right? So, it's something to like, to be blessed about, and grateful for. That's the word.
They may come as inconveniences at the time, but they are actually just blessings in disguise. If you think about it, especially with like security at airports, it's like, man, this is gonna make me late. I'm already gotta take my shoes off and all that. But being born in that, it's just like, okay, you gotta think about it. There's a reason now,
right?
And it's proper. I think they
should have security in the church. because pat downs or something.
Oh.
Y'all, we have members sneaking in gum, sneaking in chips. I mean, they got McDonald's runs and things happening, turn around and someone has a Sonic burger and it's like,
I mean,
I grew up in a different era.
Let's be thankful there's no quite security for movie theaters because let's be honest, all of us
movie theaters is another story, y'all. I go to
sneak in.
I go to the gas station. I be sneaking in my stuff in my bag. I'm not about to pay $20 for a small popcorn. So I bring in tapatio, I bring in my chips, my little lime, my Takis. It's not a watermelon. Calm it down. All right, so we're gonna put together these bowls. Kay is gonna go ahead and serve her rice. Her rice.
Do you want me to get this rice?
No, serve your rice first. Yo, why?
I'm on.
She's trying to take over the show, people. She's trying to take over Rodney's food for thought. She's trying to make it seem like it's Kay's food for thought. Okay, all right. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Anyway,
wow.
We're gonna go ahead and put some rice at the bottom of the plate. That's what Kay's doing over there. So she's putting all that rice in there, and we're gonna build this sucker and finish it off so we can have our final thoughts for today. And our salmon is ready, y'all. Our salmon is ready. And that only took, I think, 10 minutes? Is that what we counted it up?
Yeah.
On our air fryer. All right, so we're gonna take it out, and it's nice and little, like it has. I like the little crisp top. I don't like it mushy on the top. I like it nice and crispy. So let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on there. So before we do that, before we build or put our salmon, we're gonna build. All right. You're still piling up rice.
I'm trying to flatten it out.
Okay. All right. Try to make it look pretty. Okay. While you're doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and start putting this together. So we're gonna go ahead and get our purple cabbage. I'm gonna sprinkle that purple cabbage on top like so. I don't know, can y'all see? I think you guys can see my bowl, right? I think so.
Specific.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, that's a good job. There you go. There's the cabbage. All right, you get your cabbage. You're gonna lay that on there. Okay, calm down. And then you're gonna get. Is that what you're doing? Is that the chef version? Okay. All right, T-Rex arms. You're gonna get your little cucumbers. You'll put your little cucumbers on there, right? Put your veggies in there. Put your veggies in there. You're doing the show with your mama. Put your veggies up in there.
Protein is the best.
The protein is not the best part. It's the fattening part. All right, here we go. Get your veggies up in there. All right, so we got our cucumbers. We have our cabbage. I can't even talk right now. We're gonna get our little edamame. These little guys that give us gas. There's that. All right. Now that we did that, I think that's okay. Now we're ready for our salmon. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna leave Kay the fatter piece. Okay, we're gonna put our salmon there. You ready for your salmon? All right, hold on.
Mine looks like a sushi.
You love the skin. I like the skin to be crispy. Why does yours look so? Y'all, can you tell?
It's meat.
That ain't neat. That's bare. That's like a bald poke bowl. All right.
A bald poke.
All right. So then we're gonna get our cilantro. We're gonna put some little cilantro. I love. You're passing on. She's passing on cilantro. All right. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna put our wonderful sriracha on there. We're gonna put our spicy mayo. Right. Ooh. The spicy mayo has, oh Lord. All right, we're gonna pretend like that came out nice. I like my ginger. I like my little ginger, so I'm gonna put some ginger. Do you like ginger? Ginger, y'all, and not the ginger from like Gilligan's Island. If you know, you know. All right, so there's some ginger. We're gonna do, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to reach. We're gonna do some soy sauce. Can't do it without the soy sauce.
Look at mine. Mine's beautiful.
Ooh, that's beautiful, actually. You're gonna do your little.
I did dots.
There you go. You get your little seaweed chips, like so. Go. You got your little chopsticks. You want to do it right. Look at that.
I'm making it hurt.
That looks good, right? Dr. Lady Ray, that looks good, right? You gotta admit, that looks good. Y'all, this poke bowl, it's not raw fish, it's cooked fish. Finding Nemo, we found him right here. We found his sister. That's Nemo.
It's no
right
longer.
Ooh. Oh, look, there you go. Show people what you got. All right, you can either eat it like this,
Nice and neat.
nice and neat, or you could break it up. Y'all, I'm Mexican. You could use this like a tortilla. Just get it and scoop it up. Y'all, let me just tell you.
No, where's my chopstick?
Yeah. Cheers.
This.
That was pretty good. Yo, that is so good. Dr. Lady Rain, sorry, can't transport anything through you in the vaccines there, but
If there was smell-o-vision, it'd be great.
if there was smell-o-vision, that's so true. If there was smell-o-vision, I'd be like 400 pounds.
That one, what is it? Willy Wonka with Johnny Depp, where he reaches in and grabs the candy bar.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Our food would be stolen right.
I would be 400 pounds. I'd be like Wally. I would be like those people at Wally, just, rolling around, just roll me everywhere I go. But anyway, guys, this Poke Bowl, I know we have an hour-long segment, but in reality, this guy will only take you about half an hour to make. The longest thing that's going to take you is the white rice, unless you get minute rice like the millennial said, or you can go old school, but it's the best thing. If you want to do brown rice, you can do brown rice. If you just want to do the veggies, you can do the veggies. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Don't forget to check out, please don't forget to check us out on Praise FM with all our wonderful things that we have. We have Fisher Girls, we have Seller Awards coming. We got a lot going on with Dr. Lady Rain's going on the carpet, y'all. She's going to be all done up and everything. So don't forget to check her out as well. And our GoFundMe page. And I want to thank my wonderful Mini-Me for joining me today on my show. She did amazing, y'all. She did amazing. Watch out. There might be a spinoff.
Wow.
Kay's Afterthoughts.
Afterthoughts, not food for thoughts.
Afterthoughts.
After I've already eaten.
Exactly. So again, be blessed and highly favored and highly flavored. So happy Monday. Have a blessed week, y'all. And live off of that God's adrenaline moments. Love you. Bye.
You are tuned in to that praising station, praise.fm, where we get our praise on.